Marco had a date.
Huh? Marco had a date, yeah. It looked like he had a date.
He's so sweet. I love him. Like he's such a character. Marco, yeah. Just yeah. I think we vibe a lot.
So we have, I don't know, like should we wait? But I'm not sure that we will wait. The thing is what we what I'm imagining what we are going to do is, it won't be like a keynote thingy, and you were here yesterday and you sing it, right? And what I would like to do is to zoom in some of aspects what we were doing and play around with it, and to bring out some to bring out some thoughts what I have with those different aspects, and maybe we can discuss it and go, that's more my idea, that I'm not gonna teach you valuable lesson for life. That's what I think it's and then later I also have prepared a little presentation, of how did we end up here, or I don't know, like what's your preference, like what do, like it's a little slide, like a slideshow what I would explain. Will I do it later, or do you want to know it beforehand? We continue with it. Do you have a preference? No. No? Maybe later. Maybe like because the setup is here. Yeah. So they're still moving. Like yesterday, we talked a bit with Liis, and we had a little artist talk also later. That it's in one hand, it is in one hand it is exploration of a mixed reality performance, but in the other hand it is also our escape from theater. I've been in theater already like 20, I think we started already.
Yeah,
we figured it out. Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's this headset guy who's going to come in
Yeah.
10.
Yeah. I'm not going to really stress about it.
Okay.
The headset guy will come also in certain point. Oh. So, and it is our escape from theater, and while being in theater, it's close to 30 years. I have been in theater, and it's like we got it, and we still. But it's kind of self-ironic. What we discussed today morning also with Liis, that it's like ironic that we want to escape from theater and coming to do it in theater. This, there is like some irony in this, and we're not sure where we should go with it, because it would be the same as to go to cafeteria and start to question making coffee. That doesn't really work that way. And so we are thinking of like where to extend it and where to go with it. What I will talk about it later. The previous version is also reading, 3D reading experience, which is single player, and it's more directed. It's more like performance. We play it as a performance, and we wanted to premiere it actually in airport. The place where people come accidentally, where people find themselves and they don't want to be there necessarily, but they have to be there. Like what is that? Maybe we can, meet people there. That in theater, you pay a ticket, you come, and you have this entertain me approach already. What is like normal? But what if we can somehow meet people where people like spend time and they are doing something, and what they are doing is waiting. This is where, you know, common ground. That's why what we're doing together in airport, we're waiting for change. And we tried to sell it to Tallinn Airport. They said like no, but now we are. I think we are ready to go back, because this multiplayer mode is it would work as a single player. Now you put the headset on, you look out the window and you see like flights coming, and there are like thoughts also in the field, and you can read and you can interact, and maybe you can leave something. So as you put it on, you see somebody else's thoughts who were there. And now even like in multiplayer mode, we put it in Tallinn, in Tokyo, and you can talk to somebody, you know, we are all sharing the space. It's not limited with a physical space. But like here we are in a physical space. Ironically, we're trying to build it here, like, you know, virtual and physical. I mentioned yesterday that I think maybe it's too early to make it global production-wise. But we've been trying to sell a multiplayer version a couple of times, but then we would need the same thing but 3 times. You know, like here in one space, some other location, some third location, and we have to design every place. We need helpers in every place. We need people to install all the technology, headsets, yada. That it's just production-wise, it's just mental. So maybe this is like a little brief story. What with headsets? That maybe basically what is going on here is I will explain quickly, and then we can all try. And I will and would like to talk with you about some aspects what I have in mind. Is also what we mentioned yesterday, the central brain of this installation is in a computer here, but we use the synchronization happens in server. We use I don't like how you like in 3D developing part also on software developing. No. Okay, then I don't go very deep with it. But the idea is that we run software in a computer, the environment unit, and it synchronizes, it sends data to server, Fusion server, and all headsets are connecting to that server and send their headset data, which is gyroscope information, you know, rotation, position, send it also to server, and it's all gets synchronized there. And also the position, and this computer sends position of the words, which are X, Y, Z in the space, rotation, and scale. That's pretty much it. And every headset generates the word in the headset. So those words don't exist. They exist in your headset, but they are synchronized. So that's if I take a word, you don't see the exact same word, but you see your word, what is generated in your head. So if something goes wrong with synchronization, now I really went to a nerdy thing, but yeah, okay, that's my thing, the nerdiness. So if something goes wrong, I lift the word here, and you see me lifting it here. Because it's not the same word. It's generated in your headset. And while it's generated, yeah, are you with me? Yeah? Okay, I started, of course, like. So, but the thing is, why I'm talking about it is that, and to synchronize them, the headsets, we have actually two anchors, but also you maybe noticed yesterday, one is here, and the other one is where the other cross is, one is origin, and the other one is direction. So the worlds are generated thanks to those two anchors. And that's what keeps them in sync. If our developer who lives in Berlin, he also puts those anchors in his room at home. We've all put headsets on, he can see us. He can see skulls, he can see words in his home, and if I can give it to him while he's not physically here, but he's in Berlin. So it works also multiplayer mode. If I talk about multiplayer mode, people are in different airports around the world, that's how that would work. So actually it is working already, but we just haven't done it. What we would need to do is, I would need to go to airport today, you put the headset on here, I put the two anchors down in airport, and we could play it already together. So, and this is like a technical thing. There are, what happened yesterday, what we realized at least was that there were the problems with boundaries. And the boundary is a headset's way of making the safe space for you to move. And we think it was because of darkness, because of only low artificial light that caused this in the headset. So it's like a technical problem. We couldn't get rid of it during the performance. It doesn't happen here. When it shouldn't happen here when we have like plenty of light, but it was dark. Like moving light, the headset doesn't understand that it's a place, or like what is a place. Puts a boundary around you that seems that this is safe. That's my interpretation of the situation.
Yesterday there was a point when you were here standing, and I was coming, and I didn't see you. It was dark, so I didn't see you in person.
Yeah.
But I didn't see your skull either, in the headset. It felt like you were in a different.
Yeah. Then I'm not in the application. Then you can't see me. That's like I have to log in. So it's so this is like a technical setup, and what happens in a computer, what I would like you to try today is also like that Liis is controlling, but like we can both do it, but we are controlling that virtual space from computer inside, from computer here. So it means that she can spawn words here. She can despawn also words. It means to put them here and take them off. And she can manipulate the color of the words, transparency of the words, and transparency of the words, then send private messages to all of us. I don't know, did you notice yesterday?
That there was like,
would
you like to dance?
No, text came here for you. No?
No, maybe not, I was not in.
Yeah. This is what she's jamming, during the thing. There's a possibility to send a private message to everybody. And there is possibility to just quickly check. Change the overall transparency. What do you see? What else can we do? And also the words he can or she can spawn. There are two ways to do it. One is prepared composition, spatial composition, like where the words are. There was like the dance part when some words were here, like we would like to dance, and the other people had written here would you invite us to dance, and kind of you know, the composition what was made for this space and for this specific setup. So what else? But that's one possibility to spawn the composition of words. But the other possibility is to type words and spawn them just like without the original composition, but then they will be randomly somewhere. Words. And she can also change the scale. What is the spawning scale? Can make very huge or very large words, like in random place or like tiny ones. That's what she can change. So, and this is something what I would like to try with you before we continue. Maybe at first, maybe we just check the interface.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Hello.
You don't see us talk.
As Amrullah.
Very nice.
Okay. He's the one who's the workshop leader, and he's the one who does the headsets.
Hey,
Gary, nice to
Taavet.
meet you.
Nice to meet you. Yeah.
How was the performance yesterday?
I think it went well. It went well, and there are we had to change some the like visor thing
Yeah, yeah.
in one headset. It was a bit worn out, and the other and
The
one.
gray one.
No, the loose one.
Oh yeah.
And the grey one we didn't use because of it had it was heating up. It was like heating, and so it went really hot, and this ventilation thing started to work. So we didn't dare to use with one. I can show you which one.
But did it write anything that it's overheating or something, or?
No, the tunnel started to.
Because the ventilation should be working all the time. You might not hear it all the time, but it should be on.
No, but one was very long.
Shouldn't be an issue, no worries. But otherwise it was.
I think we can discuss this later, no?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
sorry,
just in the
sorry,
middle of
yeah.
it. Come
Sorry.
sit down, and then we're in the middle of like.
Excuse me, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
So maybe I show you first the interface,
Okay.
and then should we come?
Should we come or you?
I think you come here. I'll show you. Come also.
Yeah.
That's yours. For you.
For later.
Yeah, for them. So I didn't. So what is happening here is this is something what I would like to do to try also today. Those are the here is the file directory. Maybe it's not, it doesn't concern us today so much, but like here is directory where she can, call. All the files are stored. The composition files are stored as a JSON file. The JSON file, which has basically that's like a words what are, and those are all the position X and Y and rotation and yada yada yada. So we use this JSON file here to, for example, this one is something what she had yesterday, the last one, and if and that's how it looks like from a computer. That's the last one she had yesterday. So if we go in and have like headsets, we will appear here as skulls. And so she can, but she doesn't know who's who, because the color and the skulls are generated when we put them on. So we don't know what is, she has to guess who's who.
Can you try?
Yes.
Like the
But yeah, try. And if you put it on, can you go? There is HIG 25 and file. Like if you see, I think it's not running now.
No.
Yeah, but like you have to turn it on.
Oh, okay.
A headset is running, I guess.
I mean, it's blank.
Just press the power button
I
because
think
the sensor is blocked. Just
Yeah.
press it for
Yeah.
a split second.
And which one?
Which one on like HIG 25? This application on down on the bar, like below. Can you see menu?
Library? No.
No, the HIG 25. There's like a black, like on this line.
Ah,
on the bar.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, have it?
Getting in is like stars.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I've
that's
seen
where you
Hollywood.
do it.
Hollywood, yeah,
Yeah.
Notre Dame.
Do I appear in the
There he is.
space?
Yeah. This is another aspect what we don't really use yet. We haven't figured out how to use it, but we can fly around in his reality in a computer to see what he is seeing, but he has no aware. He is not aware that we are sharing. Actually, we can witness it. So it's like a third person, invisible one. Do you want to put the headset on also?
Yeah.
Then can put on mine, and there is this is mine, and there is down. There's I think there is like a last application is HIG 25. There is
Yeah.
go in. And he should also there. Okay, he came. And here I can also I can despawn everything.
Oh no. Oh no.
And put it back again. And I can save, and she can also save the current situation. That basically we didn't do it yesterday, but what she could do or can do is, we could collectively build that, build the composition, and then she can save this composition, and we can load it, for example, later in a performance, or like we can. And here is a possibility to, spawn, scale, define, and here is you can add a word. It's too big for because it was so big that it touched trash can. So it was so big because it's random. Bigger. Dark pitch black.
Yeah, it's just so dark.
Yeah. So this is a possibility for director to control your focus.
Mm-hmm.
We can do our stuff and then it goes back. Did you understand what Susie said? It comes back. So we can manipulate spectators' vision, which is like a super powerful tool, I must say. And here is the pass-through is practicing a pass-through opacity, and here is a possibility to change.
Can we grab a word together? So like take a word and then no, it's either you or me, I think.
Yeah. I can change all the words by color also. And here is also alpha is transparency. I can make that almost transparent. If I do it full color, they look really effective and they start to hide physical features. If there is you make a word really big and there's a chair behind,
And then
you
you
don't see it's a chair. Not at the moment, but the behavior is the next thing. What we there is a possibility to we have like a little animation. We should see. No, they are falling.
They're falling down.
Yeah. So that's only one what we have at the moment, because the behavior is something what like if you leave a word without attention, maybe it just starts to disappear. That you have to go to touch it again. Maybe it moves around. Like with the other version, we have that you have a word, you have to catch it. Tries to escape, and if you catch a word, it starts to whisper to you. And so we, it's like the behavior. It's like what. Do you want to try?
There is a third one actually now.
Yeah, we also have like more headsets, but do you want to try manipulating it? Yeah, this is kind.
Did you see that you had your name on?
I did. Here you can if you type the word, and then you can spawn here. Okay, if you choose that, just to press.
You say that you guys are still figuring out how to use this in practice, what to use with it, or what do you guys
We are
use it for? Because it's pretty neat.
We are doing it, and we are, let's say, we are in the development phase. But instead of making like a product or like performance very quickly, we are more into the to see, to test with audience, like what could be done.
Yeah.
Because it's, I see, like you said, dark. That when, like I have a slider.
Yeah.
To change the darkness and this is.
Yeah, I did see the tool. It is.
Yeah.
It is a really
And so it's this is also something that we developed.
Ooh!
I think it applies to the new ones.
I think I fucked it up. Sorry.
Bejött a menü.
Should I just push it again?
Igen.
Okay.
Megvan? Azt elvileg nem kell nyomkodni a valójában.
Igen, de meg tudom próbálni.
Ja, oké. Nem, az csak akkor működik, hogyha valami funkció van hozzá rendelve.
Yeah.
Should we take this one on? And one more.
And if I trash your word, then
It's gone.
it's gone from that there as well?
Yeah. Yeah, we have the trash can that people can somehow manipulate or organize the words with.
Yeah.
And it's one thing is transparency, but there is also the behavior. What the word, how it looks like, and it's the reading in 3D environment. What do we are after? Like, and also this is like what we have, because reading is usually like two-dimensional, physically passive activity. We think like, what if you are inside? Like one in art here, we can like test it. We can see like how it feels like. But I don't know. Maybe its applications is education. Like, what is maybe the prose? You know, the long text is not yet comfortable to read. But for poetry, I would see a lot of possibilities if you are in a space where the words are like loaded. Like because a poet it has a kind of a shortcut to your subconscious. Like there's a meaning, but no, if you have it in your hand and the meaning strikes you, and I hand it to you, and you can, there's something weird communication happens between us.
Is it possible to hold it too big for two people?
You cannot.
Is this your app? You guys developed this?
Oh.
And that was we had yesterday. That's a performance. But we know it's. It's we did it like it's like 50 minutes yesterday, but like 50 minutes, and we are thinking also that the performativity of them that you were watching, other ones being inside. But yesterday it was a bit.
When you're pulling around the air, I can see that the air.
I think like we could have used different setup, because if you don't understand what they're doing for quite a long time, it becomes boring to watch. So and this is something like how to make it, how to direct it, so like what can be done, because we use a light and sound and the videos, to create this piece. But it's but there's like things to do, things to consider, and also the feedback. We have a little feedback with. If you, for example, can you with L, you can spawn. I think those are the words what you can spawn. And well, you can have it, and you can hear also the sound feedback. And then they disappear in the virtual world. There is a sound cue in the physical world. So this is something also we use now. We didn't use it, but before also we had this little light bulb. Where is it? We had this little light bulb. If you something was spawned, there was a little like a light bulb, like a cue, romantic cue that something happened in the virtual world. We didn't use it yesterday, but it's that's a possibility what we have. And also the same, if they throw something away to trash, then there's also sound cue. But we hear this, oh no, and it's kind of like how to link physical. We did use also yesterday casting, that we were, the casting what's happened, but the casting. Do you want to try and or you can send to note also. But you can also try to send words here. Juji, do you want to try it? Or you did it? And here is, and I think she is second. Are you in? Yeah, so she's. Did you see it?
Yes.
Okay, she doesn't care. Yes, yeah. And this is this personal message is something that you can send to each one of them, and that would be possibility to choreograph the space. We had it like in Tallinn. We did it. It's time to go down, and no one else sees it, but suddenly like everybody's like going laying down, and in sync, and you don't understand why, where it came from. And once we did like tests with audience. We did the tests, and once happened.
What does it? It's just a play, and then
When?
it's right now. You have to send a message,
And then you have to. It's for 20 seconds.
20 seconds.
Oh no, it's less. It's like stop or pause. Other one had message to, I don't know, move or something. The boy and girl. I think they went complete, let's say. They almost, heading in that direction. And the girl got like some messages and asking like, oh, we got. Did you also get the message? But the guy didn't respond. And then she was, okay, I'm also not gonna tell you anymore what messages what I get. And there became like a tension between them. So when Liis was here and my partner were working together, and so it became a triangle of a relationship, because she could have a conversation with the boy without her knowing, and also with her without, there became this triangulation, and also like a game between themselves, which had this like a tension, like even though it's a performance, though it's like a game, it's like there is, nothing is going to happen, but still there is like, okay, you didn't tell me. Like, it's what happens with the words. And also one is the behavior, form and visibility, and their meaning and language. There is something with words, what the semantic value or semantic meaning of a word, what you can't undo. And there is basically it comes to your imagination. If there is like a rape between us, and what this conversation is about, like what is happening if we start to do this,
Yeah.
It has this possibility of tension, to create a lot of tension, just because of semantic meaning of the word. And the word second ago was just an object we could have like a sword fight, but then it becomes additional semantic meaning, which is
I see what you mean.
which will stay between us. And this is something like a poet, like what I mean, like with a poetic space or poetic meaning, the loadedness of a word. And for example, and it also has to do with it has to do with okay, but it has to do with not only, yesterday we mentioned, but also to, you can try, but no one.
Yeah.
But it has to do, with imagination, or what do you manage to trigger in the person's head? Like what is that it can be semantic meaning, and it can be also like a type of font. For example, Kirillitsa, what yesterday we mentioned. If you used Kirillitsa and there was Jalju Piva, which is like, nothing, but if you turn it red and there is Kirillitsa, Jalju in Estonian, for Estonian it becomes like, you are alert, because there is a war, it becomes political, and you become angry, people get angry. And even without meaning, just the Kirillitsa, just a look of a word. And this is also one thing what to consider, what could be possible tool to direct, the performance or whatever application, whatever it is. Because we were talking that maybe, one thing is art space where we can use it, but also there is a possibility, education. Maybe there is future reading, maybe from poetry. It is, you to have to design physical space or design virtual space with a poem, so people can put it in. There is like no spectators. You put it on, and you are inside of poem, and maybe you can design it and say, and next one will come, and how to build a collective thought space. How can we build a collective thought space together with a meaning? And also there is like another layer is the abstraction, when they are just like object. There is a period, and you make it very big, it will become a plane. And it's the same. If with a comma, it becomes a hook. And you can play around with just a word or symbol as if it doesn't mean anything. So those are the thoughts what I had in mind so far. Okay, and then it's also for the director for us both, but for the director here is like a question that it's really hard to focus for both of them, for people who are inside and people who are outside. For who is it? Like, should we make it interesting for people who look it from outside? So for this we have light, we have sound, we have video, we can have text to like voice to direct as a theater performance. Whatever they are doing, like we are kind of a great meaning, like additionally. But this doesn't really help from people outside, inside. If we direct the performance like inside, like okay, text, what are the texts, what are the meaning, like what world people are building, then would be like most efficient would be do it in like full working lights, because then it's for headsets, for tracking it's the best, you know, they work fine, we can dim down and they are like in the darkness and we can change the color and put like a lot in, like, you know, change the color space and do, but then it's like for spectators it's like super boring to see just a bunch of blind people to wander around, like how to do it, you know, for both. So what is the discussion? What is the negotiation between the like people inside and outside? Why would you go in?
Yeah.
We had with Catalina yesterday like discussion that maybe we try in Ljubljana in 2 weeks. Maybe we try like opposite. We try in a dungeon. We start in a dungeon. Like there is like a sound and, you know, the like visuals and the kind of theatrical space, which and slowly we turn on the working lights and open the space up, you know, because yesterday we started with the working lights, then it wasn't clear for 20 minutes, wasn't clear what the heck is going on here. And then, you know, maybe we try to switch it, because it worked well in Tallinn, but here I don't think it works so well. So like we maybe in Ljubljana try it again, we try it differently, and we try. So this is what we can, you know, play around with to see. And also then I had another thought what I have is, okay, transparency past, I'm mistaken. Also then it's like, hello, I'm Liis, that's my space, welcome to witness it. Is it like between you? Like you know, that this is, it's not clear now, but we are playing around with it to see like, you know, what is who is sending a message. You know, it's I think this is a key also to understand like what is going on here. At the moment we don't, it would be, as a theater director, it would be easy to find, okay, let's take, because we use sentences, maybe somebody noticed to use it from Waiting for Godot, like there are some, maybe we should start again, like True, like, you know, there are like some sentences from Waiting for Godot, and this is what I was talking about waiting as a, we were, in the beginning I was introduced it as a, like we are trying it out in theater context, but we're not 100% sure that it's the right context for it.
Yeah.
So we've been thinking of what if people gather some other reason. For example, airport. People are waiting.
Yeah.
You know, and you can put it on and you can have a conversation with somebody in Tokyo. You know, it's because it works also if you have a markers down in your home, you can also participate. You have your skull and you can, just physically you're not there. But our developer is in Berlin and that's how we develop it. So, Waiting for Godot, we'll say like, okay, this is Waiting for Godot, mixed reality, yada yada yada. It would be easy to frame what the piece is about, but then we would have like, then that's it. You know, that's what are the other possibilities we will never know. That's why we don't do it. We kind of risk of that it doesn't work out. We take a risk, but we can see, you know, what ideas emerge. You know, like how people can use it. What can it be? What can you do with this system? You know, it's we're still in that phase. But in certain point we will decide, okay, let's do a production, then you can, you know, just make those decisions and then. So this is something what I wanted to share with you. Like if we like to call it a choreography of thoughts, collective thought space, but what does it really mean? It's not maybe we don't know exactly what does it mean if you say the collective thought space and choreography of thoughts. Like this is what Liis is working. Liis is working a lot with choreography. She's a choreographer, but she's working with choreography of attention a lot. Like that's her main tool, what she's doing. Like how your attention moves in space, and how to put, you know, some kind of anchors and cues in the performance. How you put. She does usually very site-specific works, that how you kind of find those bits and pieces, you put them together as a like a whole. All right.
Maybe something to this feedback or comment that I was reflecting on what Victor was saying yesterday. That how do you say that? Like basically, you know, like the game master, they have control, and when I look at the interface and, you know, going back and forth, I really feel like when you're in, you can really craft something, or like, you know, you can really in your world, but actually from that you don't really know what is happening.
Yeah.
And that's a little bit, you know, like, I don't know if, because it kind of feels like top down, and there's no like, if there's more bouncing back and forth, that could be like interesting, and also like, how would you like capture it? Like, can you make maybe like make a snapshot of this? And
we had this conversation in the morning, please, that like how to bring this virtual back to physical, and then it's if people would be, you know, if I know that you are in, for example, you know how this works, then I could ask you to make a snapshot with every nice composition. And you know that, I assume that you know that you have to crop, you know, it will crop sides, and it's in the center, and you know how to do a snapshot, and then, but the snapshot will be uploaded automatically. So if I keep this cloud, like meta cloud open, I can see new picture appearing and I can project it immediately. You know, but this means that, but it would be just a hassle to explain if a person is not familiar with, you know, the interface. So that's why we're thinking also that to have, like to try in Ljubljana, to try it in a way that we do light, video and sound in a backtrack. So we turn it on in the beginning, I do jam, and then we would free one of us to be in. So she's, you know, she can move around and make, you know, composition. It will be projected and everybody will understand that she is a camera. You know, that she and then she can introduce also the ways of moving, ways of new positioning yourself. Like, you know, if you position yourself and you make like, still you see like, okay, there is other things what you can do with the body inside. There is a, you know, there's all composition. And then if there is a word, you know, that's like meaning and physical, you know, that's you can, people start to can play around with it, because now we don't introduce it. But then we can, you know, show. This is what we're thinking, and then it would be kind of a feedback loop, that she does something, she has a small idea what the heck is going on, but then we can project. Then also people who are outside can say, okay, that's what they do. Because casting is really hardcore, because it moves so much that it's really hard to follow. That has to be somebody who doesn't really move, you know, knows exactly what they're doing, you know, like otherwise it just will be wiggling picture. So the casting has to be, but we've been like, if we have been doing the, you know, it's like recordings from inside, then it means like you go to record. And you record, basically you stand still and you just like, you know, turn, do something like this. But in video it could be like it's hard to follow from computer screen. How are we doing now? Is there do you have some questions or thoughts about it? I told that we have a conversation, but that's what I'm doing. I just start yapping and then it's, you know, like it's hard to stop my mouth talking.
Is there a character limitation? How many words you can put into the app right now?
There is, seems that over 100, it starts to yank. Like starts to it can't synchronize anymore because we synchronize it in Fusion Server. Okay, it's the data there from headsets. So at a certain point it starts to just like lag and jump around and it just doesn't work anymore.
Yeah. How many headsets can you synchronize it right now?
We're done with 6, but there shouldn't be limitation. And the limitation what we're discussing here, like also here we could have it that everybody has a headset, but if everybody has a headset, if there is trouble, who's troubleshooting?
Yeah.
Like then you know, like everybody should have somebody who's ready to make it smooth. You know, this user experience. Otherwise, it doesn't work, and then you have to wait 15 minutes somebody to come to make it work. Like it becomes really like a noisy and like a clumsy, and we haven't figured it out yet. And even now, like because like last time we had this our developer with us, and the developer, choreographer, director, and he's not only developer, like, but he was also taking care of a headset. He was scanning a space, he was deleting the old files, make a new scan, you know, with the boundaries, making sure that everything is working. We took this, we took down the sleep mode from this developer, you know, this meta app. We take for 4 hours, take a sleep mode, and they won't go to sleep. We put them ready, we try, we test, you know, like there is a person who did that. You know, but now we had to make sure that the right channel is connected, right font is in the right height, sound has the right, you know, level, and the headset is working. I had to do it my own. That was a bit. You can't really do that fast. It takes time, you know. If there's trouble, you solve it. If not, then, you know. So that was a lot of preparation. That's why we needed the time. Yeah.
Something completely different. This summer I took a workshop where they were like working with ink. So they had like a whole bunch of like pools of ink, and then they have this like stamps, like it's cut out of the words. So you just like take this ink, and then we're like all like wrapped in a cloth. So like we're just like, putting these words onto each other, and the kind of like I mean not aesthetics, but in a way like working, you know, where you were in the VR space, like or the AR space, you were like actually working with the text, and then I just feel like I don't know, just trying to think like what's the like materiality you could work on that is. I mean, it's already like super interesting with, you know, 2 hands, you're like moving the words, but something that can it come back to the body somehow? Like it can be like the VR, it can be with the material. I don't know, but it's just interesting.
There was last week I was in Prague. There was a VR festival, this VR art festival, and also SIP-Scene conference. A SIP-Scene conference like VR developers, like not developers but researchers. And I approached as a researcher, like in my, actually talking about the same things about live mediator, like what are the tasks for people who are like between virtual and physical, like what I explained now, and also what are the modalities with the text, what are changing when you work with VR for reading, what I, you know, what I'm saying, semantic meaning, position, font, look, and color. So I did the presentation, and there was what I noticed. I also made a mental note, like out loud there, that most of researchers were female who had background in dance choreography, and that was like, and I was also I have like a background as choreographer in the dance, and I was like, do you guys notice what is happening here? Like why is that? Like what are we doing here? Like why we are working with VR suddenly? And then somebody said that it's probably because of embodiment, because what's with VR is you are flying, basically floating head. You know, you don't have like a body in VR space. Like what like how to ground ourselves, how to make the sensation that we are in the space, in VR. This is a task for choreographer. Like this is what we do. This is what our job is, job description is. That here also, in the previous version of the single player version and also in here in multiplayer version, I feel that we benefit a lot of having a background as a choreographer. That if the interaction designer would design it, it would be full of arrows, instructions, buttons, you know, like what you should do, where you should go. But we don't need that because we will put the word like in 4 meters for you to go to a word. Like it's, and this is like something choreographic thinking, you know. If we want you to jump, we put it 2 meters and 10 centimeters that you can't reach it. So there's only ways to jump. Like, you know, if we put something underground, or like for example in previous version, if you lay down, the word continues, you know, and then it's you already, when you figure it out, you're like, ah, great, but at the same time you're working with levels, as in dance, you know, like it is, you know, the choreographer has a lot to say. This is what I noticed there, and with body, with a materiality. I don't know, like for me, it's there I had a lot of doubts, like listening to my presentations, that people were working like fine-tuning really like the graphical solution of nature, for example, what they made like VR representation of nature for people to relax, all this of mindfulness applications. And I was like, silently, I was like, nah guys, I'm not sure that it works like this, because it's about imagination. You have to, if you manage to trigger imagination, it will work. Like if you believe that you are in forest, you can. We in theater we can do it with duct tape and paper, like to trigger your imagination. You know, it's like it's not so much needed for that. And even if it's you look at Minecraft, if it is like a low quality, you still are able to believe it. You know, you still can go on. Like it's not about quality, it's something else what is going on. But what this one is about, I don't know. If we start working with it, after that, I bought Carlos Castaneda again. Are you familiar with this writer, the author? No? No. It's like a Mexican, no, Spanish. I don't know what his origin. He is a very controversial author whose, let's say, anthropologist scene is really mad at him because he's really unethical. But what did he do? He went to, as a student, to Mexican shaman and learned the skill to become a shaman for community. But instead, he wrote a 10 books actually about it, cashed like a lot of money. But this is something unethical what anthropologists wouldn't do. It was really bad for community. You know, the community lost shaman and he cashed. It's not what should be done. But he talks a lot about like a physical reality and alternative realities and how they can be combined. You know, that's what we do in like. So actually, I started to read that again. I think I have a similar, because like if you here you mess around with words, with meanings, with imagination, you take a headset off and you're like, what the heck happened? Like, that's nothing here. What did we do? Like, what happened with us?
In a way, like you can do it with like print out like words, just like moving them around, or we can hang them. Like if we want.
Yeah, but then it's a physicality. Then it's a physical object. You know, like it does the same thing. But now it's invisible. You know, it's visible only for you.
With
you know?
VR.
With VR, yeah. Because physically it's invisible for everybody sometimes. But here is only you are alone, and this is different. So it's. Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's just like when like I think about from like researchers' perspective, like when we compare like how is the experience doing this with VR and how is it with like a lo-fi version,
Yeah,
Just
it's impossible. It's impossible. It's impossible. But as a researcher, I mean, like I spent also in Tallinn University. I spent a couple of years of trying to, you know, make sense of audience physiological reactions during the art event. It's just a wiggling number. Like you see something happen, like, whoop, but what this means, like no one knows. Like there's, but you can measure. Like, I didn't believe it in the beginning, but then I did a test with students, and then I showed pictures and measured like a reaction, and then there was a bottle of wine, and one girl's like whoop, it went up. This like reaction, physiological reaction when she saw the bottle of wine, and it's like, okay, something happened here, and she said also that, okay, I'm not happy that you saw it, and like, you know, that actually it does reveal something without consciously processing. I don't know, like we have like 25 minutes, like I can keep on going as you realized, I think, but we can also, you know, keep it here. But I'm not going to go with any other projects. Maybe I would do that. Paul, I don't know, like how do you guys think? Because it's a. But do you have thoughts or comments? Or?
Is it possible to? Do you guys have a demo of your applications, or is it possible to trial it or somehow? Because you guys are not located in Hungary, right?
No.
So is it possible to have like a trial version of your application? Because I would like to test it further and see what can be done with it, because I haven't figured it out in the last 1 hour, but in the future I might.
Maybe we can, not at the moment, because now it's just a bunch of application codes, files, but maybe in the future we can change the contact.
Yeah.
And that would be. Yeah, that would be really interesting for us also.
I'm only asking because we are always developing in VR education, and that's why I'm trying to figure out where this could be placed in education. That's our main.
Okay,
goal.
that's
So
very interesting.
that's
Maybe we can continue this conversation. Like
Yeah.
we have like every contact, because we are looking. Because we are in Estonia. We are just. We're village fools, you know, with Liis, and like you know, because there is like no such a scene, you know, like we're just two of us, okay, and we're developing in Germany, you know, and now we also go to Germany and we do it there, because in Estonia there's like no network, like there's like no, there's like 2 places where you can rent a headset, you know, it's and one has 4, other one has 2, you know, like it's that's like a scene, you know, it's so it's not really, that's why we started like buying for ourselves, like it's because then we can test it, you know, like otherwise you can't test multiplayer. Like, so.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be very interesting. I would love that. And we have it, to continue this conversation, what could be done?
Yeah, because manipulating your space is a really exciting idea. It's just no one has really figured it out where to go with it.
Yeah.
How to use it in practice.
Yeah. I love that.
This is a huge thing, and you know, this came with the Quest 3. Before that, it wasn't really available.
Yeah.
But now it is. You need some applications to use it in real life.
Yeah. I
So
agree.
it is exciting.
Yeah, it is a new thing to have this multiplayer. You know? And it's like I really love how Meta does it. Especially maybe I'm not a huge fan of Meta and what they're doing, but how they develop the headsets, how they keep it open, like it's all for free, you know, like they just keep on pushing out all the possibilities out the just guys to work with it, like figure out what could be done, and this makes it really, really interesting.
Okay, I'll connect you too.
Yeah, please do. So I don't know, like what are we doing? Like are we, do you have some questions or I show some previous projects or you call it today?
Please show us some
Yeah, previous project sounds great.
And I have to.
Molto creativo.
maybe the first one, I save you from first 20 years. And start maybe 2020. Then COVID happened, and for me, while I've been working with as a developer and choreographer simultaneously, for me it was like a feeling that a wrecking ball came through black box wall and fresh air and light came in. For me, with COVID, it was really enlightening. I loved every second of lockdown. And then I started working with, started developing a platform in Estonia and a platform for online performances. And I also studied before, I said, I did my PhD in Tallinn University in physiological implicit interaction with physiological sensors and see how it can manipulate performance. Then I stopped it and went to Art Academy and started to work with digitally mediated live events. So this is what my PhD is. And the first performance was Wolves, and it was basically what my idea is. My idea is that research like what is how to recreate liveness in a performance when people are not physically in the same space. And the main I think watch, and I can see, otherwise I will forever. And my main instruments, what I work with, like how to create this liveness and here and now feeling in digital online performance is improvisation and interaction. That if people can interact, like that they can somehow contribute to the creation of a project, then it strengthens, their presence, the feeling of presence. And also we've been doing the audience study, and if they have a feeling that they have control or illusion of control over performers, then their immersion or is even higher. And the other one is improvisation, that in my case the performers have been improvising in order to create this here and now feeling. So if I interact with something, performer has to be ready to actually go somewhere, to go to places, to create this stage. So there was interaction, improvisation, and what happened here in this performance, it was improvisation where what was based on the text of a true story, but the metaphor was wandering in a digital thicket. Basically, it was a person, a young woman who was stuck in a forest and had to find, or like in her summer cottage, and had to figure out what's happening there. So the improvisation took, the place was fixed, where the improvisation took place. The place was all the same, but what happened there, that was, we didn't know. And we used wolf as a mythological stranger or unknown who could approach her in this improvisation. And we used old school parasocial interaction, which is like used in TV. That parasocial interaction means that you have a feeling, if like a TV host approaches a camera and says, "Hello, I'm really glad that you came here today," you have a feeling that he's talking to me, but actually he's talking to camera. Actually, it is one way. It feels that it's both ways, but it is a one-way communication. So we use the teleprompter. And the teleprompter, it's a reflection in front of a camera, what we use in TV, that they can see the text, look at the lens and still see the text and read it. So we sent her keywords, what she had to use in her improvisation, and with frequency, like a medium frequency was like 3 seconds. In every 3 seconds there was a new word, what she had to use. So she was in a thicket, trying to figure out, but also she was in a linguistic thicket, because she tried to build a sentence out of like apparently random words, keywords what came. So she was, and the we had one camera, and one camera setup was on the rails. So she was aware what how close is what is the framing of her. So because of how far was the camera, so she was standing still. It was like 1 hour improvisation. She only had eye contact with the camera, and camera was moving back and forth, and she had keywords. So everything happened in her imagination. And with we call it like mental image. I don't know how it's in English in acting word, but in acting there's a mental image what to describe, where you are located, and it's always still image, and you are in this mental image, and if you believe it, and the actors too, then also audience will believe it. That this is like where this performance happens. And so she was looking at the camera, she was in her mental image, and she also delivered through camera to audience. That was the idea. And the audience, the interaction part was, we used the chat here, and the people just were chatting during the performance, and we used the people's names and also some words in her improvisation. So we could have a scene that you come in as a Juicy, and you have a chat there, and she starts to talk about strangers who's coming, about Juicies who are attacking her, and it's you become a character without without knowing it, or someone you figure it out, but so that was the interaction. And also we had one text what also as accompanying us, and also we could use me as a live director. I was sending the keywords to her, and I could use it. If she's stuck somewhere, I could send her some verbs, so she had to start to move in her imagination, or I wanted her to slow down. I sent more like a descriptive words, so she had to start to describe what is around, in her mental image. So then that was Wolves. That was the first one, 2020. And then next one, okay, that's the interface. And then next one is called Memento. I ran it through. Memento is performance where we're still doing. It happens in, that was a lockdown was over already. It happens in a physical space and virtual place, so we call it a hybrid performance. That there are 3 actors who improvise in the studio. There is a camera and there is also a physical audience. We stream this camera, and the people watch it from homes, and they can interact with performance. And I don't like to work with this power relationship between audience giving tasks to performers and all this yada yada. But I'm looking for ways how to translate people's interaction in a meaningful and more subtle way into the performance happening. So we have here extra person, but there are these interactions are like buttons, and there is like a question, and you can respond with a button. And the question has to do with the topic, so we do it real time. That they talk about some subject, and there will be a question. Like they talk about war. There is a question: have you been in army? And people can yes, no, maybe. People can respond. And this response is going to that person, like a DJ, who's in between, who can then translate their audience's response in a meaningful moment to a performance using microphone. And with microphone. And also the DJ person can play, a performance starts, that everybody, we ask like, can you submit your song today? What do you feel? And this audience is collected songs will be a playlist of a performance. So the DJ also puts like a sound in right moment, and also has a microphone like emceeing all this improvisation together. So here is a way we like how to, we're working like how to create this hybrid performance to like how to connect the virtual and physical audience together, that they share some kind of presence of each other, like how to do that. And last time we did it, we do it with the students, and it happened in a way that somebody wrote something in chat, DJ mentioned it in the right moment, and physical audience started to laugh because it was funny. So we had our moment when the virtual audience and physical audience kind of made jokes to each other without actors. So otherwise it was usually like this connection or like that, but now it really became a triangle that they could have fun with each other without actors doing anything. So there was, we are getting somewhere with it. Now like in a year we start a third iteration. Yeah, that's a project called Memento, and here, as I said, we have the buttons that people can press. And this is also, it's a one camera setup that that the actors are playing to a camera. And this is, there are several reasons. One is my own, I don't know, I would, maybe it is a joke a bit, that I personally don't like this discussion that, you know, a here and now feeling can happen only when we share a physical space, what the theater is preaching throughout COVID. I was like, no, I think it can happen also virtually, digitally mediated. And so we have a moment when actors are playing to a camera who's here, and people are watching it from homes, and we create this bond, and you are witnessing me playing to somebody else. And then I have a questionnaire of audience, and 50% are mad. 50% is like, what heck is going on? Like they are playing to somebody else. Like, why I'm not special? And then in my head, like I don't say it loud, but in my head it's like, but wasn't it here and now thing is the most strongest connection what there can be? Like how can this be stronger for you? Like what do you mean? Like, but this is my like a poking to people, you know. So, but it is that they play and the people are watching from other angles. So it is in a way like a making of, but at the same time it's performance. So there is like what is actually going on. It's not so, let's say layered. So that's Memento, that's the second one, but there also we started to move from online performance towards like a hybrid performance. Like how can we connect the physical and digital like worlds together, and or is there a difference? You know, like should we distinguish? And then it's okay. And the next one is Helge Newman 1, and with Helge Newman 1, this one, okay, you can see it. I turn the lights off for a second, you can see the picture and then I can continue. Yes, we've done. Basically, what I'm, maybe I can find the right one. Okay, it doesn't matter so much. Like I leave it here. because we're done. That we thought, okay, that we've been challenging, the space question. We've been challenging the dramaturgy, like how the, online or hybrid or performance, like what it's based on. And then we thought, okay, we also challenge the duration. We did a performance which lasted like 3.5 weeks. And it was took place in Estonian academic gallery, and it was streamed. So, and the second thing was that we talk about audience interaction, community creation, how people, how to integrate audience more. And so we made a website with chat where people using the right keywords could write to a gallery wall without any censorship. So they could start to create this physical space through the virtual space. They could start to manipulate and create their physical space. There was a feedback moment that where also people in the gallery could record a whisper, and we also used the whisper names to bring us closer in the dark yesterday. But they are from that first iteration, but people actually typed in. So they whispered, and the whispers stayed in a gallery. The recorded automatically, so the people created the audiovisual aspect of this performance together. We also had augmented reality archive, what people could access through their phones. So there was like a big, like a tunnel of words, and which the gallery was relatively empty by itself, but people could, with the phones, could access it. And it didn't really work because, technically it worked, but the device between you and the invisible layer in the art gallery, it had like weird negotiation with each other. It didn't feel right. And we didn't really feel immersive. That's where we started to work with Haley Newman too, already with the headsets. So we thought let's go full in. Also we used AI, and we had like a diary every day, like how, I did haiku, and we kind of printed it and posted it on the wall. So we created all weeks. Throughout the weeks we created this installation together with audience. And I was in the beginning, I was AI haiku, its beginning was like GPT-3 was it. And I was like, I don't know. But then once he said, memories brought two girls who saved Estonia from darkness. And I was like, you were right. So it's a beautiful thought. And somehow, actually, there are possibilities, the poetically loaded language. It can work with it. And from there, and it was 23 when we did this performance. And from there, and in the end, we took all interaction aspects out, and we basically let the installation improvise with all these inputs what people have gave. So there were, the discussions on the wall, whispers what people had recorded, and there somehow became a negotiation between thoughts what people had left to a space without, and their thoughts started to have a dialogue without those people being present. So maybe there was in 3 weeks between those thoughts, but the thoughts themselves kind of started to. So then we started really work with collective thought space, maybe we can, work with the text, maybe a word is enough, we don't, because my background is video, I've been doing videos, so kind of abstract videos as a program. So, but then I can start to lose also. Well, it is a video, and even text, but coming back to text and meaning and. So, and then it was. Then we started to work with a second iteration with mixed reality. That's like a single player installation, and now we're still moving is a third iteration of the same performance. Mm-hmm. We still use the same text, what we gather, the same, there's in the second iteration we have there's like a golden hold me floating in the air, and if it tries to escape you, and if you can catch it, it starts to whisper you, and it whispers what people recorded in the first iteration. Mm-hmm. So it is like a weird, like a butterfly effect that somebody went to a microphone and said like ba ba da ba ba, and now a couple of years later somebody catches and it's their reward, like ba ba da ba ba, like it's like a butterfly effect. It's the idea is kind of you don't know what effect your idea will have if you record it. Leave your trace in the world. Okay, now it's 32 and. The third, I think the last one, no, this is something else. I think this doesn't matter because the second iteration, that's a long, that would be a long presentation. So, thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Taavet. Thank you.